What is going to make XRP extremely valuable? That's the number one question that a lot of XRP holders have been asking for so long, specifically even going all the way back to the all-time high to now. And today we know a little bit of a different story when it comes to what's actually creating value on these networks, what's going to provide value to these assets like XRP and so forth. And in this video, I am going to answer some questions regarding what are we truly waiting for XRP to become extremely valuable. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. As we look at XRP today, it is sitting at about roughly 48 cents. Not much has changed in the last roughly month. As you guys can see, we've just been pretty much sliding down with Bitcoin, and now we're just kind of ranging sideways in a nice little uptrend, trying to break back above 50 cents. So again, like I said, not much has changed at all. But beyond that, we're talking short term here. What's really going to make XRP extremely valuable? Well, if we're talking about bull and bear cycles, well, now we're just really kind of looking at, all right, how much hype is there going to be around XRP this cycle? What catalysts are we looking for to push XRP significantly higher? Is there significant adoption happening around XRP and the XRP-L? Are there users coming to the XRP ledger to utilize it? Are we going to start to see tokenization really heating up? Like, those are the determining factors around XRP, specifically network adoption, use, and live applications transacting on the network, providing significant, volume. But that's not going to make XRP extremely valuable. We're trying to get to the answer to that question. Let's be honest, you want to dominate this next crypto cycle and make a ton of money. And the best way to do that is by being a part of the Discord. Currently, it is $100 per month, but the best part is that I'm offering you guys 7 days completely free. You get access to everything. You can cancel at any moment. You don't even have to get charged at all. And you get access to a ton of features like these ones listed out on the screen right now. And don't just take it from me. Check out some of the testimonials that are from members of the Discord. There is a ton of great insights being dropped in there every single day. You need to be a part of it. And if you guys aren't yet, at least just trial it and see if you like it. And you can do this by clicking the link down in the description below. And let's look into that. So first, let's start with this post here from S&P Global. We have digital assets, will technological and regulatory developments unleash institutional blockchain adoption? And this was from December of 2023. Now, if you do remember, there was a lot of predictions coming from the Ripple team around December of 2023. And even they were talking about institutionalization, regulatory movement, and utility rising around crypto. And now, as we are really kind of looking at and knocking on the door of regulations around the space, we do look at what regulations are going to do for the space, and specifically what it's going to do for utility. Because right now, although we're still tied to Bitcoin, it seems as though crypto is kind of moving away from the whole speculation and hype narrative to a more mature audience where they are looking at utility and how utility will create the value. Now, we're not exactly there yet. I still think that this cycle is going to be heavily determined by hype and speculation. And then once we have regulations, that's when utility really kind of blossoms into value. But we know Ripple is in major discussions with central banks, with institutions, you name it. Back in October, we have Ripple in talks with over a dozen governments for CBDC development. And this is actually from Ripple themselves. Beyond this, we also got back in July of 2023 when we heard XRP was not a security. Ripple basically told us that they were confident that US banks will start, wanting to use XRP for cross-border transactions after a judge gave them a partial victory. Now, we know that the last major fight is still ongoing between Ripple and the SEC for XRP institutional sales. That's the last major step in that entire case that, in my opinion, is still kind of halting XRP use by banks. Because again, they want 100% clarity. But I also think that banks are still waiting on the sidelines for this entire space to be regulated. I don't think that they want to touch this space in a sense until regulations are in place. Right now, banks are just utilizing private technology. In fact, we just heard from CoinDesk that don't tell anyone, but private blockchains handle over 1.5 trillion of securities financing a month. And this is all through permissioned based blockchain technology. So if we think about this, right? Private blockchain is already being utilized at a massive rate. But why aren't public blockchains? It's because of regulations. They can't really touch too much. There's still a lot of uncertainty around those public blockchains. But we are starting to see it happening slowly through tokenization endeavors. Now, remember who has been talking about Ripple and who has been talking about XRP. Here we have from Anderson, JP Morgan on XRP, and this goes back to 2021. If the company is able to win the SEC lawsuit and trading resumes on major cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase, XRP is poised for significant adoption. Now, we do know XRP is now on all major exchanges, and we also know that XRP is basically cleared. There's just that last rung that needs to get, really kind of pushed over in the SEC lawsuit. That's where we really kind of look at significant adoption of XRP through institutions, through major banks. And also talking about major banks, Bank of America, back in November of 2022, Bank of America to partner with Ripple for on-demand liquidity services after XRP lawsuit finishes. We already know that Bank of America is still a partner of Ripple's, but they're not utilizing on-demand liquidity services with XRP yet. And again, they were looking at the lawsuit being finished. Are we going to see these banks and these big players wait until this entire space is regulated, or are they just going to wait until the lawsuit is done? In my opinion, I do think that the lawsuit between Ripple and the SEC, once that ends, we will start to see a few of them going live with XRP. But we won't we're still waiting on that big flood to come in to utilize XRP. And when I say that big flood, you might be saying all right, come on, Nick, stop being ridiculous. There's not that many big players looking to utilize XRP, but there is. We know that there is. In fact, over here, back in November of 2023, big shout to ISO 2022. Let's do it for this. Ripple, other crypto players won't last long. Plus, many banks are currently using XRP at the heart as a bridge currency. Now, I think that this quote here was a little bit exaggerated. I don't think that they're actually using XRP in a very large way yet. I think that they can utilize it, but they're choosing not to because we already know that they've been utilizing stablecoins at this current moment in time because, again, uncertainty around XRP. But remember what she says in this interview. Listen closely to this.
Of networks when it comes to payments. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for being a major sponsor. May I ask one quick question? With crypto emerging, what do you foresee that being a viable exchange in the future? Yeah, absolutely. So, Ripple believes in utility. So there are a lot of crypto players out there who frankly won't last long. And it scares a lot of people in logistics, I think, if they start to dabble in that. Absolutely, it scares a lot of us. So what Ripple has always done is taken that baseline technology, and we've said from the very start, from the outset, that every technology needs a use case. And for us, the very clear use case is payments, because the XRP ledger, which is an open source public blockchain, was purpose-built for payments, for speed of transaction. So we absolutely see it. Over 500 organizations are working with us today, and many of them are using XRP at the heart as a bridge currency. So that is already happening, and we see much more coming. Yes. Thank you so much for being a major sponsor, and it's so great to see the effects of Ripple in our industry. We know that fast payments from suppliers, importers, to shipping lines, to air freight companies is really valuable, and thank you for coming and sharing the information. Thank you for having us. We're super excited about Australia, and the event has been wonderful to explore different segments, and very keen to hear about payments challenges that various companies and industries and segments have. So.
And she did say that there's well over 500 players already tapped in. And if we actually go over here, we could see Ripple partners, right? So let me zoom in real quick so that you guys can see this. So we have still major banks on here. Bank of America, for an example, is still on here. Outside of that, you have a ton of great, other players on here, money transfer services, even exchanges, MFS Africa, which is now, Owner Freak, but these are big players. But we also have 500 plus partners and growing on here. Again, this is why I say that the ecosystem is very substantial around Ripple and even XRP. But what are they waiting for, right? What are they waiting for to utilize XRP? And it all comes down to one thing, which is, of course, regulations. Over here we have, this is crazy, bank after bank after bank, Paul Barron's reaction when he looks at just a fraction of Ripple's partnerships. Anyone who deals with Ripple and XRP will inevitably ask themselves, is this a sleeping giant that could be waiting for an explosion? Big shout out to XRP Drops for this. Check this out. This is from Paul Barron TV's YouTube channel.
Here's the list of all Ripple partnerships. You can, of course, see all these different, man, this is this is crazy. But these are all, there's SBI Holdings right there, just bank after bank after bank after bank. I mean, there it is, guys. This is probably just what is in, the coffer right now versus the deals that they're probably working today to start to execute this even more. So is this a sleeping giant that could be waiting for an explosion?
So as we really look at this, yeah, I mean, there's been so many great partnerships that have been forged through Ripple for so long, for years and years and years. And there's even NDA'd, partnerships that are out there. And we're just waiting. Now, recently, BlackRock did say, the BlackRock CIO, at least, right? A few years ago, we thought private permission blockchains would lead. We now realize public blockchains are better. And I did include this in a Stellar video because we're now starting to see specific players being handpicked. And it is through tokenization. But if we go back over here, right, these are private blockchains being utilized for well over trillions of dollars per month. When is this going to flow into public? Even over here, we have from an executive, or at least a previous executive at Grayscale, they were observing a significant shift in preference among traditional financial institutions, TradFi towards public blockchains for asset tokenization. This trend continues even after BlackRock chose Ethereum, and we're starting to see a bigger move with even Franklin Templeton, with Polygon, and even Stellar. This continues to become a reality. And outside of this, right, we're waiting for the bigger use cases to happen. Because although we have $100 million being tokenized through BlackRock, this could be so much bigger. But we're starting to, see the small moves being made, forging a path towards the much bigger moves. Now, as we really look at XRP, what's going to happen for XRP to finally be utilized by these 500 plus players or even thousands of players? Because we know that even Finastra and those big players are tapped in with Ripple, which lead to thousands of institutions and big players. Well, it's all through integration. Big shout out to Smoke Dog for this. We have cryptocurrency and mass institutional adoption. There has been a significant uptick in the institutional adoption of cryptocurrency as the largest funds in the world as recognizing this new asset class as legitimate stores of value. Regulation equals integration of crypto. And here we have cryptocurrency and the mass institutional adoption. In recent years, the industry has witnessed a significant uptick in institutional adoption, signaling a seismic shift in mainstream acceptance. Institutions ranging from hedge funds to multinational corporations are increasingly recognizing the potential of digital assets as legitimate investment vehicles and store of value. This is all going to move in a very large way, though. Right? Just remember the last step here, because they're already preparing. They're already recognizing the potential. We have down here, moreover, regulatory clarity and enhanced infrastructure have bolstered both institutional and individual confidence, paving the way for broader adoption and integration of cryptocurrencies into traditional financial systems. And that's where we really kind of look at it, right? Regulatory clarity. That's the last obstacle we have at the bottom. This could mean a significant step towards mass institutional adoption. And last but not least, we have crypto trading. What's happening in the market? Institutions are expected to play a larger role in maturing crypto market going forward. The rise of institutional grade crypto tech will coincide with the influx of institutional investor capital into the crypto market. And here we have institutions are expected to play a larger role in maturing the crypto market going forward. Again, we're now starting to see them moving in on this space. The last obstacle here is regulations. Once regulations are here, once we have clarity, that will equal the integration of crypto and ultimately the use of crypto. Specifically, we're talking about crypto-based processes, blockchain-based processes. Solutions will be utilized in a very large way. I mean, if we're talking about $1.5 trillion monthly just through securities financing, this is a small little piece of it, but that's half of what the entire market was valued at back in 2021. So just imagine what's going to happen once regulations are in place and what's going to happen for XRP as well, because we've been hearing all of this great news and it's just kind of building up and building up and building up. And we're like, when is this going to result in price action? Well, you already have your answer, right? We're just waiting for the last major step, which is regulations. We're still in that point of the market, kind of similar to the internet, where everyone knew how big it was going to be, but they're like, what's going to take it to the next level? And when we look at institutional adoption and enterprise grade adoption, that's what social media was to the internet, to crypto, right? once we have these major applications going live and we start to see the bridge being created through institutional grade and enterprise grade clients and their consumers, it's game over. You'll have hundreds of millions, potentially even billions of users immediately tapped in, bringing hundreds of billions of dollars, potentially even tens of trillions of dollars every single month through transactional volume. Because we already look at some markets like the FX market at $7.5 trillion per day. That's being revolutionized. Everything around us is being digitized, and it's all being made efficient through tokenization, through streamlined settlement times, lower cost barriers. Like, guys, this is actually happening. We're just waiting for that last step, which is regulatory clarity. And I know it sucks to wait for, but we're getting closer than ever with Mika on the horizon, and major regulatory movements happening around the world as well within the UK. We also have the UAE, and even Japan and stuff. So, focus on these moves being made right now, because that's forging the path towards full-on regulatory clarity, which will also lead to integration. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.